Now we're going to complete our entity dictionary by adding the final properties. We've got the observed 3D forms. We'll create an empty list to store 3D manifestations. We're creating an empty dictionary for the interaction records here in this communication patterns dictionary. And then we have this random physics theory where we're again using that random choice list and keys like you learned about in previous lessons. So we then reach this line of code that demonstrates dynamic database building. This is self.entity_database, open bracket, entity ID, close bracket, assigned to entity. And that almost looks backwards, doesn't it? Because usually we see a word and it'll be assigned to a longer thing on the right side. But here, this line uses a variable as a dictionary key, which is incredibly powerful. Notice we're not using a string literal like entity 001. We're using the variable entity ID there in those brackets, which contains whatever ID was generated. So it's not a list. We're using those brackets to access entity ID. This is dynamic because the entity ID variable might contain entity 001, 2, or any custom ID that was passed. The bracket notation uses whatever value is stored in that variable as the actual key. So when entity ID is assigned to entity 001, the assignment becomes self.entityDatabase entity 001 assigned to entity. This is dynamic database building. Your program creates dictionary entries programmatically, where the key names themselves come from your program's data rather than being hard-coded strings. This mirrors common database functionality. Each record gets a unique identifier that becomes its lookup key. Your entity database grows dynamically as new entities are created, with each one stored under its generated ID. The beauty of variable keys is flexibility. You can build databases where the organization structure emerges from your data rather than being predetermined. This enables efficient data retrieval.